What if you could quickly understand someone without getting to know them about their past, because we've all been there. When you meet someone for the first time and being aware of them and trying to figure them out, noticing and reacting to body language signs is a skill that anyone can learn. Getting better at reading people is today's world, not a magical skill. In this movie, I'll show you 6 ways to read people quickly without knowing they will use some help as well. From Tough. One of the most important thinker's skills for dealing with people and learning to watch is a part of life in general, and understand how people work. Stoicism, just that click the subscribe button, press the button to change the game. When it comes to reading, number 1, body of people. 1. How you talk with your body. First, let's talk about the fact that the most clear sign is body language. Telling sign ever, according to the Epictetus, a Stoic scholar, taught, it's not what takes place that things that matter are how you respond to its event. In addition to this is exactly body language and what it says. Language, the thoughts and reactions and goals of a person, all without making a single sound. Word, watch out for how someone stands and how their arms are set up and legs when you meet them for the first time, either with their arms crossed or slouched. Are they open with their backs to you or closed off and cross their arms? An easy and active position proves that they are open. Worry, defensiveness, or discomfort can be sent through a closed stand. It's possible that Epictetus would tell us to watch without going judgment, even if someone isn't ready to talk. Don't always mean that they are unpleasant. A story can be drawn from how they move. But the most important thing is to study them without. Stoicism has a bias that it serves to tell us that how we see things is many times affected by our own already planned ideas. But if we take away our pre-imagined ideas, that we can see people for who they really are more than just the obvious look for more, there is a chance that someone is. They cross their arms not because they are closed off, but it's cold. It's possible that they're still shy. They don't not care about what is going on. Think about taking a mental step. You should think about what else you could be true in this. In this case, the Stoics were known for their habit of paying close attention, which meant seeing the world in its natural shape, without adding any rushing to make decisions to. As a short piece of tips to remember, it might sound strange, but if someone's feet are, it means that it is directed at you. They care about and are interested in what you're doing. If they are turned away, being there could mean they want to stop the chat, because they talk a lot outside of our mental control. The feet are a good way to tell if someone's plans, because they never lie. Another vague hint, maybe the way people talk to each other with the things they have within close range, like moving with their phones set to their wearing clothes or touching them all the time. Hair, even when what they say gives the sense that they aren't sure of themselves. These little nervous movements happen a lot. Let you know that they are uncomfortable or lack. Having faith is one of the most important things. Parts of figuring out what body language means are paying close attention to these details without letting your thoughts fill in the gaps as well. Soon the eyes will move to number 2. 2. Move your eyes. The second way to do it is to read quickly people. Seneca. A Roman Stoic is known for making the popular claim that someone's character is as shown by their "what would happen if we were to add the following to that statement." Phrase shows what kind of person they are. From their point of view, isn't it true that the eyes show what's inside? So pay close attention to how which people look at you. If they be still and look you in the eye, calm way of acting, it's likely that they feel good about themselves and taking part in the conversation, even if they don't want to. Making eye contact, blink too much, or keep your eyes off of it, it's possible that they are feeling the following. A stress-relieving or even stoic thought says that lying is wrong. The search for truth and authenticity is, the eyes do the most important thing. When you talk to someone, don't lie. Watch how their eyes move at that right now. Would you say are they with you, or do they have their thoughts? In other places, Seneca was a strong believer in the power of being present that he talked about, as being fully present in the present moment that shows this presence directly is the act of making eye in many ways. Getting in touch with someone is showing that they look at you when they look at, don't think twice about telling you the truth or not paying attention. This includes their attention, how focused they were, and how honest they were when. On the other hand, its eyes dart around. Could mean that their mind is somewhere else, that they are not at ease, or that they is hiding something. By doing this, unease or even lying can be figured out from the way their eyes moved quickly, or the too many blinks that they do when you ask someone something that makes them think. How you feel. Have you ever seen something uncomfortable? That they look away or blink, getting in touch when we feel weak, or it's in our nature to feel bad. Keep ourselves from making direct eye contact that is kept up for a long time can be viewed as a sign of trust, and it can mean freedom. But it can also mean as a power play. We learn a lesson from Stoicism is to keep from extremes. If someone keeps their eye in touch throughout the whole talk to each other, it's possible that they are trying to take over or control the. In this case, it's important to strike a balance. Someone who is at ease being real and present is usually including taking care of a healthy eye contact that is just right while still letting nature happen during breaks. Also pay attention to the way someone is looking when people are thinking about or making something that they often glance at up and to the right. But when remembering something, they might look to this is something that has been left. Empirical study has shown that find out if someone is thinking about what really happened or just coming up with thoughts on you can use this slight sign to fly. To help you figure out what a change. The eyes show more greater than any words could ever. You could tell the Stoics knew what was going on. Being real, which is a type of, the only fact that can't be made up is things that are often found in the things that we don't. Also, I should say that this is most easily seen through the eyes of the person. 3 small expressions. Mini. Number 3. Expressions. Let's talk about the third tool is micro expressions, which is generally thought to be the strongest tool for showing how you feel, that show up on someone's face for a short time, 1/10 of a second, before they hide how they really feel are so short that they are practically not possible to find in the pages of his book, Meditations. Marcus or Ius thought about things. He wrote deeply about how people behave. Noticed that you have in charge of your thoughts, not your life. That happen outside of you know this, and you'll find the strength you need to be able to understand the tiny expressions of another person makes it possible to get a better understanding of how their mind works, which lies. Stoic philosophy lies beneath the surface. At its core, Opie tells us to dig below the surface and look at people seeing nature for what it really is, which is not cleaned, and micro-expressions that aren't polished are There are places where we can record that. The rawness that someone may try to hide how angry, sad, or scared they are by keeping a smile on your face or neutral word, but the truth may be showed for a very short time that it's. What are the chances that these little expressions will only last for a very short time? Second, but for that short moment you will be able to see a sneak peek of their real emotions before they put on the mask again about, say, a flash of disdain. Such the nose making a small wave or a raised upper lip may mean something deeper. Having anger or dislike for the person, even if they look like they are nice, a short-term tightness in the jaw, or a narrowing of the eyes could mean a sign of anger that has been Marcus Aurelius repressed and placed in giving us the power to handle our own emotions. Even so, when we read how other people respond to these flashes, find places where they might not be as being in charge of their feeling. The ability to pick up on tiny expressions is the same as having access to their true thoughts of this person, while they may try to have power over what they say or the expressions that they keep for a longer length of time, their face shows their real thoughts in those brief seconds that aren't in their power. Take charge of the most important thing is to get better at being able to spot tiny expressions. Isn't something that can be brought in. Overnight, you'll start to understand. But if you pay attention to these signs, and I really mean that this time, the small changes that take place in these are the faces of other people signs that real feelings are. A smile was just below the surface. Those are just skin-deep eyes that smile. To have fun for a moment before someone hides how they really feel about dislike and a flash of fear that is quickly superseded by peace. These are the signs. Words often hide what's going on inside world, while micro-expressions give you a look at that reality. By the time you've learnt it, the method for seeing them, you felt like you had a sixth sense when it comes to reading. It shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that some of Marcus Aurelius's writings paid a lot of attention to understanding people, being able to see the world through nature clear, including how other people feel even when they're trying to hide it. They were something he was good at. Aware of tone number 4 of 4. Voice tone. Voice when you read for people. The next important thing is the way they spoke and their stoic attitude. The way we do things teaches us talk about something is the same, just as important as what we say. Say the old Greek thinker Epicus once said that since we have 2 mouths and 2 ears, we can hear twice as much as, when you pay close attention to, you will find out what is being said. Usually, that tone tells more than words can say in a way that is. Seeing calm and steady makes you think that the person talking is in charge. Voice that is sure of itself and at ease isn't strong or loud enough. Could be a sign of nervousness, stress, or even lying. Whether it's the rising pitch at the end of a sentence or during a break. The tone between words gives us small signs that tell you what's going on below the surface of the talk. Don't just listen to not only the material, but also the way that the point gets across, but it is rare for someone to say one thing. But the way they talk shows what, for real, the way someone feels. As an example, say they're all fine, but if their voice is shaking or they talk, you can tell right away that they are very not at all. It's true that Epictetus believed that you can't find real wisdom in not just responding, but rather in paying attention to how someone talks, can give you an idea of whether or not something is being kept from you. Whether they aren't sure, or whether or not they are trying to hide how they feel. Are not ready to do, yet show, for example. Even if the speaker that is trying to look calm, a release that is rough and quick, can be a sign of getting angry or irritability on the other side. A tone that is slow and careful can send a level of faith or thought. The way a person changes their tone, their voice is one more way to try to figure out if they are actually present with you. A person, someone who isn't busy or involved, may not vary your voice at all and sound flat, whereas someone who is really, those who are interested, may have a friendly tone. And having the ability to read tone is the clear result of Epictetus's idea that we need to listen more than talk. Is normal for people to share their showing their true state through the way they talk, even if what they say seems to be full stop. Neutralize the Stoic idea of apatha, which means being free from passion. That doesn't mean we should be. Instead of being emotionless, it says that we should pay attention to how we feel without letting them take over our lives. One way is to listen to the tone of voice. The easiest ways to getting these things done that aren't said, are heard by another important thing is that we stop. To think about taking into account when someone hesitates before they speak, or if they often take a break in the middle of a sentence, which could mean that they are choosing their words with care, possibly to avoid showing everything. In reality, long periods of silence are. This is often a sign of discomfort, but quick and fast speech may be a sign of stress or a desire to leave the talk about it. When you think about it, not only what people are saying, but as well as how they say it, so that you can understand it better, the feelings they're getting to know. The lessons of Epictetus is a sign that you need to pay. Pay close attention to these small signs in some cases we can see through the layers. Tune into the ones that are below the surface tone if you think this study of reading people hits home. Don't forget to hit that with you. Click the subscribe button to get more in-depth information on human number 5, making hand motions. Let's 5th, move your hands. Talk about hand movements that are quite often taken into account when someone is saying how they move their hands can tell us a lot about what's going on in their mind and behavior. In line with Stoic philosophy makes a person hands that are hidden, like pockets or behind the back. may describe how someone is feeling, is on guard, or hiding something. On the other hand, uncovered palms are a sign of being honest and being open in the way they think, and the things the Stoic scholars did pushed for clarity, and the hands of a person can be seen through show just how honest they are in having a talk, just like the Stoics did, known to be open and honest in their ideas. Please take a moment to think about them, and think about how open your hands are when someone shows their hands, while they being heard and sending the let them know they have nothing to do. Trying to hide is a behavior that comes easily and shows trust. On the other hand, weakness. When the person's hands are hidden in there is a chance that it will give, making it seem like they are not comfortable with them or even suspicious of them. It seems like they are hidden something, whether it's their thoughts or their real meditations. Marcus has set for himself at work. Aurelius says, the soul is very important. Gets colored with the color of its ideas that this theory is right in line with what he writes, the same way that facial movements show. The way someone moves in their inner world does the same, while stiff, squeezing motions often show unwillingness or hiding. Open, fluid movements show that a thought is there, that is free and interested. Look at how lively the hands of someone else is. As far as professional advice goes, it's likely that they are excited and certain if they are using a lot of in general. Hand motions are used when the way someone moves their hands is broad and purposeful, which means they are having a sense of being in charge of things and that they are free to say themselves. The actions talked about here are those of someone who is tuned in with how they feel and what they think, and that lets them come out naturally on the other side. If their hands are not moving or tucked away, it's possible that they are hiding something. Something like information or Stoic philosophy tells us to control our feelings, to act in a way that is being honest and on purpose when someone's hands are hidden or kept in check. Could be a sign that they are not getting their ideas across in a way what they are and what that means. In fact, please take note of what the difference is between deliberate actions and a person who moves their hands around a lot purposely, is in charge of the talk about and the message that they are trying to do. However, a person who fidgets with their hands, either by tapping with their fingers, rubbing their palms, or changing their position, often is most likely feeling worried. Or, this small anxiety may cause discomfort, show that they are going to feeling uncertain about something or uncertainty about what they are showing through the seeing of. With hand movements, you can get to an extra layer of information that does more than just use words in the same, how the Stoics think people should watch clear and precise explanations of human nature. After reading these seemingly unimportant small actions can bring you a lot of good understanding of what a person really has or wants to make. Number 6, your own. 6. Room for yourself. Last but not least, let's talk about space. About their own place, even if there isn't any speaking with each other over the phone showing you how far away someone is. Someone else can tell you a lot about how they feel about Marcus Aurelius. Often thought about how important boundaries are on a mental and physical parts of his life. He said, how important it is to respect one's own inner space during his talks with the aim to protect the mind from outside factors that can be a distraction world. This stiff approach to limits does apply to the real world in the same way it is to these days, mind world is. It's important to give people space in so that you can understand the amount of comfort that someone feels like they're in your. It's possible that a person there is likely to feel more at ease or sure of your presence if they come into your personal space. On the other hand, if they are staying away from each other, it is most likely a sign that they are unsimple. Not sure what to think about. Personal space is like a bubble that you can't see, that surrounds each person and works as a border that shows how comfortable they are. When someone comes into your circle of influence, it may show that they are going to relaxed around you, or even safe in. The way they feel about you is on they do, however, keep a big far away from you. This could be a sign of reluctant shyness or even a desire to stay emotionally separate between the two. of it was one of the main ideas of Stoicism. Theory that says natural. They should be respected in every way of life, such as relationships, how we interact with others and stay in touch. The bigger picture in the same way that you don't want to stress someone out, whether mentally or emotionally, you also don't want to give them too much to do. The real space. Having too much closeness can make someone feel scared or feeling uncomfortable, while an excessive, how far away something is, can show not interested or being in pain. One interesting thing. Seeing how people change is how close they were to each other at different times during a talk to someone who first distances themselves away from you but slowly getting closer to you, means that they are getting used to being with you, getting people to accept you or more interested in you. But if someone moves backward, making the gap bigger between the two of you, it could mean that they are feeling the effects of being nervous or being stressed out. You should also know the differences in culture that occur in it comes to personal area at the same time that groups are more at ease when they are close. Contact with other people is more important on farther away. The practice of Stoicism teaches us to know how to watch without. Since you are giving judgment, it is important to remember that the how close or far apart two people are may be affected by their past, and not always by what they thought about. You think about the following. What personal space has to do with how power works? Someone who has power may move into your area as a way of showing that they are in charge, while a who feels bad about themselves or scared may stay further back when you are aware of these. There are minor dynamics that you can have a better understanding of the relationship that's there between you and the person with whom you are getting into someone's personal area is not just how far apart they are. More than anything else, it's a language that's not said. It shows how much someone has faith in you and is at ease with you and how they see the conversation that you are having with them, the Stoic ideal of keeping things in the right place. Boundaries can help us figure out what to do. In this case, it's important to follow. Some people need space, but it's also to tell when someone is close by as a promise to believe, or if you love someone, you should click the sign-up box. If you are about to understand how important these stern thoughts in your daily life interactions, this will let you keep studying, to learn how to read, get to know people better, and deal with society when things are better. Think about all of these methods, all of them are based on the timeless knowledge of Stoic. These 6 quick ways to understand philosophy. You can read people without knowing them. To begin with, you now have a set of tools that help you understand what people are really feeling. And even if they don't say a word, they are thinking. In this case, their body language is the way they look, talk, and even how they take care of his or her own place. It's important to remember that the Socrates taught us how to watch without leaving. We don't want to make a judgment, hasty decisions. Instead of our goal is to understand other people with clarity and patience are skills that help you think that things will become more clear the more you work on this area in the event that this was useful to you. Don't forget to link up and share it with someone who could use it. They have some stern knowledge in their life. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next videos.